Well, we've had an exciting Legends game that was won in overtime. We had an exciting Larry Bird victory in the shootout, and now the main event, the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship from Chicago Stadium. Let's meet the competitors today. There are only 7 instead of 8 because just prior to the Slam Dunk Championships, Ron Harper from Cleveland pulled out because of a foot injury. You're looking at Greg Anderson representing the San Antonio Spurs. He's 6'10", a forward from the University of Houston. Cadillac Anderson, he's a rookie.
Yeah, he is a rookie, and he's the tallest competitor. Rarely do the big guys get in this anymore, and I think perhaps the key for him will be maybe some unusual dunks, maybe like 1 or 2 balls at the same time to change it up, give himself a little bit of an edge.
So Greg Anderson will be the only rookie in today's competition, and oh, is he facing competition from guys like Drexler and Kersey and Otis Smith. And speaking of Drexler, another Houston product, a graduate of Phi Slamma Jamma, we might mention, one of the bright young stars in the NBA from the Portland Trail Blazers.
Well, CLYDE Drexler, a very exciting player, having a great season. One of those players, as you see here, is capable of doing these type of exciting things in ball games. However, in the competitions thus far, he really has not been able to come up with the type of flair and creativity necessary to excite the judges.
Now, last year, this man, Jerome Kersey, replaced the injured Dominique Wilkins and took Michael Jordan to the finals.
Well, and it was a close final for sure. Jerome Kersey has the ability not only to accelerate and really kind of levitate in a game situation, he's been able to do it in slam dunk contests as well.
And an outstanding leaper who's appearing in the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship for the first time from the Golden State Warriors. This is Otis Smith.
Well, Otis really is sort of an unknown entity here. Not many people have heard of Otis. Not many people have seen him, but he really possesses great athletic ability. You can see the move right there. It's a matter of what he is able to do in his first competition as far as creativity.
And injured last year, he's back this year to defend a previous championship of 1985. The human highlights film. This, of course, is Dominique Wilkins.
Well, this is Rick Barry's man, and he is like a defending heavyweight champion. He wants to show that he can do it, and he's got the best variety, and really, he has the power to go along with it. He is a tremendous dunker.
And he says this year he is on a mission for the season, for the slam dunk competition, for the playoffs, and hopefully for him and his Atlanta Hawks point of view for the championship of the NBA. And Spud Webb, the 1986 champion, yes, he is 5'7" in his sneakers, and he captured the hearts of sports fans everywhere when he won with a couple of perfect 50s.
Yes, it was, and I'll tell you one thing, this is one of the great dunks he made, the bounce off the glass and the slam through, but I'll never forget the high looping one that he caught and two-handed it over his head. He deserves to win it. I don't know if he can repeat doing those type of creative things.
Well, they're on their feet in Chicago for this man, their man, the defending champion, Michael Jordan.
This is what the judges are going to have to deal with this afternoon. Much like Spud Webb when he was in Dallas, everybody expects a 10 from Michael Jordan.
And that's why Bob Neal picked him, because he always picks the home crowd favorite.
Well, Michael Jordan, I can't wait to see if he actually does unveil his Kiss the Rim reverse.
All right, well, I talked to Jerome. Jerome said he's got a little something special he's cooked up, and I asked Dominique. Dominique says he has 2 new things. I said, what do you call them? He said 2 new things.
Michael Jordan, last year's winner, the defending champion. In a game, he's spectacular. In the competition, he's spectacular.
Well, he's even more spectacular in the competition.
So Michael Jordan, the NBA's leading scorer again this year. And the first dunker is going to be Otis Smith. They drew for the order of competition. They'll go in this order: Otis Smith, Jerome Kersey, Spud Webb, Cadillac Anderson, Michael Jordan, CLYDE Drexler, and Dominique Wilkins will be the 7th dunker. Repeating once again, Ron Harper is not in the competition today because of a foot injury from the Cleveland Cavaliers. He dropped out just prior to the competition today. So here comes our first competitor. Otis Smith from Golden State is 6'5", his first dunk.
Otis Smith is a power dunker, and you saw that right there. And he usually likes to do a lot of his dunks with his left hand. He came underneath the double clutch. It looks easy, but this is tough.
Oh, I wish I could do it, Steve, but I don't think he's going to get a very high score. There you see him make the move. Turned about 180 in the air, but he really didn't get it through with authority. Caught the rim on it.
Well, we'll take another look at it, and you'll see. And perhaps he was just a little tentative, but I think the key is getting that first one to go in. And the judges give him a score of 40.
And Jerome KERSEY will be next. In the first round, there will be 2 passes through the field of 7. And in other words, they get 2 dunks. They may replace him this if they would like. So here comes Jerome KERSEY, 6'7", 222 in his 4th year from Portland. And Otis has 40 points of a possible 50.
Well, again, I'm surprised, Jerome, having been in the competition, that was a terrific dunk. He had great height, threw it through, but really nothing out of the ordinary. You'll see it again right here, Steve, as he comes up. Now look at the height. Watch where his head is. His head is right up near the rim. Throws it through without looking as he passes by. But again, it's just a 2-hand reverse dunk.
Well, I think Jerome is a little bit handicapped in the fact that he has smaller hands than some of the contestants. He wanted to make sure he got his first dunk in. He can't believe the judges didn't give him a better score.
He gets 41. That puts him 1 point ahead. Remember, this is cumulative. The top four will advance. And Spud Webb will go third. 5'7", 135 pounds. He won the 86 Slam Dunk Championship in his hometown of Dallas.
Well, the key for Spud is getting that first one to go in. Now, I've seen him in other competitions, and when he didn't get the first one in, he struggled a little bit, but all the little people are rooting for him.
Including me. Oops, now remember, the competitors in the first round have the option to replace a dunk.
Now, the big thing with Spud, and I really feel this could be a big factor, he had knee surgery. Now, when you have knee surgery, I think you lose a little something, Steve. I know I did. I didn't have a lot to begin with, and I know I lost something.
So this will be the one that counts for Spud Webb.
See, again, he had to get one in, and I think he's more concerned about that. His first one was more difficult and certainly would have got him a pretty good score.
And that should not be higher than what the other 2 competitors had.
You'll see him come in, and I know what he's thinking. Like, 2 hands. You know, I'm going to get this one over the top and get myself a chance to advance.
So Spud Webb with another look here.
So it's just really a straight-in drive, just 2 hands straight in, nothing really spectacular. He just needed to get it in, otherwise he had no chance at all. But with 34, I still think that's going to kill him.
So that makes him 3rd out of the first 3.
None of those judges are 5'7", you know.
Well, Stumpy Goodrich should be able to relate.
Now Greg Cadillac Anderson. We go from the shortest competitor to the tallest. He's 6'10", a rookie from the University of Houston from San Antonio Spurs. Crowd liked it.
Well, I think the disadvantage for the big man, Steve, is that they don't look like they're doing as much because they're so tall and they're so big. They don't have that fluid motion, and they have to really come up with more creativity, perhaps, than the smaller players. So this is a nice one off the glass. He's up high, throws it through with great authority. But again, they just don't have the ballet-like movements of a Michael Jordan or a Dominique Wilkins. As you take another look at it, gets good height and throws it through with great force.
And now Greg Anderson, who picked up a 42. So that is the highest score so far. It's Anderson with 42, KERSEY 41, Smith 40, Webb 34, and here is the defending champion, Michael Jordan.
Well, the judges, they got a lot of pressure on them. They got to come through with big scores for Jordan. Of course, Jordan wants to put some pressure on everybody by trying to do something special right out of the gate.
Everybody in the stands flashing a 10. They had him up before he got there. There's a 9.
Well, we go back and we'll take a look, and Jordan is saying, I got to put some pressure on. And, you know, again, you can't ever tell what he's going to do. He looked like he might have done a 360 or something, turned inside out, kicked his legs out, and the crowd responds.
And only a 47. The crowd not real happy with that. I'd tell you what, I couldn't do that one in my dreams.
Michael Jordan said that he hoped to get to the finals with a dunk that was not as spectacular as the one he wanted to pull out then. So he did get a 47. He is now the leader. Number 2 out of the 5 who have dunked so far is Greg Anderson with a 42. So that's what Drexler's looking at. CLYDE from Portland.
Well, that looked a lot like the dunk that Michael Jordan did, and he had a little more authority throwing it down through. However, still in the air, he didn't take off out quite as far as Michael did, so it didn't look quite as good, but it's still a terrific dunk. There he goes, brings the legs up, windmills it through, and a very nice dunk by Clyde Drexler. I would think that should put him in second place right now as we take another look at it. Look at it up, get the legs up in the air, get that flair to it. You got to do something a little bit special, and I like that one by Clyde.
And the thing that Jordan did was kick his legs out.
And we do hear now that 44 points have been awarded to Drexler. That puts him in second place. So Jordan with 47, Drexler with 44, Anderson with 42, KERSEY with 41. So 41's the number here that Dominique needs to better in order to advance to the semifinal rounds. Dominique Wilkins from the Atlanta Hawks, the 1985 champion, 6'7", 200 pounds. Well, that'll draw a high score. I can tell you that right now.
Now, we saw a reverse two-hander before, Steve, early in the competition, but not with the flair that Dominique just put on that, or with the power.
And the quickness. He exploded into that basket right down there. You'll take a look. Now, watch, I think what he does to really give it some juice, he cradles the ball, then spreads his legs out and really throws it down. That's a good pop for Wilkins.
And a 49 for Dominique Wilkins to put him in first place. So it's Wilkins with 49, Jordan 47, Drexler 44, Anderson 42. Dominique Wilkins, he first dunked when he was a 5'8" ninth grader. And now, Otis Smith. This is the second dunk of the first round. They will combine the two scores of this first round, pick the top four, and then advance.
Now, Smith pulled out all stops on that one with a 360 and a two-hand hammer over the top. Again, it doesn't look perhaps as spectacular because the legs don't go out, but again, the difficulty is there when you take a look at the 360. He's right there over the top with two hands.
And a 47 for Otis Smith to go with his 40, so he has 87 total on two dunks.
I think it's tough to be one of the first competitors. The judges take a while to warm up, I think, as well. You've noticed that the scores have gotten a little bit higher as we've progressed in the competition.
So Otis Smith, in case you're not real familiar with him, he was drafted by Denver, then sold to Golden State. He had arthroscopic surgery last year, didn't get to play much. KERSEY with his second dunk.
Yeah, the crowd didn't react real well to that, but that was a pretty nice move. But again, all of the flair and creativity was up high. He didn't do anything with the lower portion of his body. Here he goes, and he jumps up, rocks it from the right side to the left side, throws it through with the left hand passing by. I mean, a pretty nice dunk. But again, his body's so straight, and it was all done with the hands and the arms, it wasn't noticeable.
38, not a good score for Jerome KERSEY, and added with his first round 41, he has 79.
He's saying, I can't believe it. That was one of my tougher ones, and my score got worse, and he really didn't make a mistake.
Well, the judging very subjective, obviously. The judges, most of them for sure know what they're doing. Johnny Green, Tom Hawkins, Randy Smith, Spud Webb. Didn't get the good bounce.
And that's why I was talking about that dunk he did when he won the championship. Everything had to be perfect. And you can see how difficult it is to throw the ball in the air, have it land perfectly, and be able to finish off the dunk attempt.
And remember, there was only one attempt for a replacement dunk in the first round. Spud had to replace his miss. When he went, he does not get a replacement there. So Spud Webb can get a maximum of 5 on a missed dunk from the judges. But that'll virtually and almost certainly eliminate Spud Webb from the competition. So he gets 18 points.
Well, Rick, you were right. He had to have that perfect bounce, and he was looking at it, and the ball got a little bit too close to the basket, and it hit the support, so Spud is basically eliminated.
Spud, the 1986 champion, and I think your point, Rick, earlier was apparently right. He did have a little problem with his knees, as we or maybe in the first of his two in the first round. Here's Cadillac Anderson. Now, he does have a replacement dunk coming, so he'll get to try that again.
Now, you know, Larry Nance was a big guy. One of the things that Nance did to catch the judges, he dunked 2 balls at the same time. No other big guy seems to have tried to do that.
I see what I mean. Now, a big man with his size doing that, I mean, it's a dunk, but it really isn't anything special.
Now, again, if he was coming off a double screen on the baseline and it gave,
that would look great.
It would look a lot different.
Yeah, we'd have oohs and ahs, but right here we get, well, all the little guys can do that, so Anderson's probably not going to get a very good score from the judges.
And his score is a low 34 for Cadillac Anderson, which will give him 76. Now, the leader thus far with the total score is Otis Smith with 87. KERSEY is